Well, Dyson came out with a new vacuum. It's the V15 Detect, and so many people started messaging me on Instagram saying, Melissa, did you get one yet? I wanna know all about it. So Dyson sent one to me, I've unboxed it, and I'm ready to give you the full review on the Dyson V15 Detect. Inside the box, you've got the body of the vacuum, you've got the main vacuum tube, a charger, this is a little accessory clip. Obviously, this is your wall attachment, which is very useful for storage. You've got a stubborn dirt brush, a crevice tool, a combi tool, which I use a ton. You've got your soft dusting brush, and this is where things get a little bit cool. This new invention is called the hair screw tool. I cannot wait to talk more about this one. The laser slim fluffy brush, which is the pièce de résistance of this particular vacuum. It is by far the most expensive piece here. And we've got the anti-tangle high torque head as well. This is what you would want to use on carpets and soft surfaces, whereas the fluffy is what you would want to use on hard floor surfaces. Now this is where things get a little sci-fi. This is called the Laser Slim Fluffy Head. Now, what we know about previous versions is that anytime you see a fluffy head, it is designed specifically for hard floor surfaces because this beautiful plush fluff not only helps to attract dust and dirt, but it prevents scratching, which you might get if you use a brush that's specifically designed for soft surfaces. But what's really exciting about this head is the inclusion of a green laser. Now the green laser can be activated and deactivated, but the reason this is so cool is because they've chosen a class 1 laser, which is, by the way, safe for you and pets. It's the same type of laser that you would see on your phone. It is angled at a precise angle so that it illuminates dirt in such a way where puts a little ring around it. Now you might think, why do I need a laser to see dirt? It's a vacuum, it sucks up dirt, it's doing its job. Well, here's the thing. If you've watched Clean My Space videos before, you know I talk about something called the eye level test, or I'll talk about using the light to help you see streaks on a surface. Well, the laser does the exact same thing. Sometimes when you're looking down at something, you think you've gotten everything vacuumed up, but if a light, or a laser in this case, is shone on that particular area, you might see things that you didn't know were there before. I guess that's why they called it the Dyson V15 Detect, because it really helps you detect what you're otherwise missing. This is very cool to see in use, and what I would recommend, what I found works best, is to either close the windows the window coverings if I'm doing this midday, or dim the lights. The laser really illuminates, it really shines when things are a little bit darker. In previous versions of Dyson stick vacs, you got a mini motorized head tool, which can be used in small spaces like vehicles, for stairs, and for cleaning upholstery. The reason you need one of those is you need that mini brush that rolls and picks up dirt, but in a small space where a big head won't fit. What Dyson has done here is they've iterated that idea, and they've come out with this conical shaped brush roll. And while that might not sound so exciting to you, if you have long hair, or you're vacuuming up string, or you have pets, hair, as you know, clogs up vacuums and ruins their performance. The conical shape head provides this corkscrew action that sucks all of the hair and string right up into the bin, not allowing it to get tangled into the brush roll. So that way it never affects performance and you're always getting that superior clean. How cool is that? And for cleaning large, soft surfaces, you've got the anti-tangle brush bar. Now this takes that same idea about the frustration of vacuuming up hair and string that gets clogged in the brush roll, and they've included 56 polycarbonate teeth that are constantly combing and cutting hair and long strands so that your brush roll never gets clogged up and your vacuum performance is not affected. You're getting all of the same great technology that you've gotten in previous soft surface vacuum heads. It's just been made a little bit better for the V15 Detect. These are tools that you'll see with most of your Dyson stick vacuums. This brush here is perfect for any soft dusting that you need to do, whether it's a piece of art or a keyboard. These bristles are nice and soft. They help to sweep up dust, but they won't really dig into anything or do anything potentially harmful to a soft surface, or a delicate surface, I should say. Now this one has much more rigid bristles, which is great because if you're cleaning an area that needs a little bit of scrubbing to kind of manipulate the dirt so it can be sucked up, you would want to use this right here. The crevice tool is to get into all of those nooks and crannies, and if you're ever curious about these little holes here, the reason that exists is for venting. If this wasn't there, it would be very easy for the crevice tool to get stuck and make it difficult for you to move. Just something for you to keep in mind. The combi tool is something I use all the time. If you want a larger version of the crevice tool, you can pull back on the bristles, and this little red pad right here actually helps to lift up debris and hair that might be stuck somewhere. And if you do want bristles to sort of sweep as you're doing your vacuuming, you can pull this forward and you get those bristles on a bit of an angle. I was actually just doing our sliding door tracks going from in and out of the house, and that is the last place that I use this particular tool. The body of the vacuum is similar to the V11, but it does come with some improvements. Suction is a little bit better. And as you know, any Dyson vacuum that you get uses cyclonic technology to separate dust and dirt in the bin so that any air that comes out the filter side is actually going to be cleaner than the air that went in. That's actually something they pride themselves on. As with all of these, the filter is very easy to remove and clean. Another cool feature that I think is worth mentioning is it comes with an interchangeable battery. Now, you don't get a spare battery in the box. I suppose if you wanted to buy one, you could go out and do that, but that's just gonna boost battery life for you if you wanna use this in a larger space. It's nice to have that option. I would say the coolest update to this particular body, and another reason why they probably chose the name Detect for the V15, is that this particular machine has the ability to sense each piece of dust, dirt, or debris that enters into the system using an ultrasonic microphone or piezo technology. What this does by listening, by the way, 15,000 times a second to everything that comes into the bin. So not only will it display that to you in different size categories, small, medium, and large, and obviously the small stuff is the stuff that we can't see, but the stuff that is the most concerning for indoor air quality and our health. But the nice thing too is that sensor, when this is placed in auto mode, automatically allows the vacuum to adjust suction to optimize battery life. How cool is that? So as you hear your vacuum ramping down when it's in auto mode, you know that the floor is clean. And when you hear it ramping up, you know she's got some work to do. As with the other models, this is very easy to empty. They call it hygienic bin emptying. Basically hover it over a garbage can, you push down gently on the red tab, and the bin just opens up and releases right into the garbage. You can easily pull it back up, close the lid, and put it back into action. One of the reasons why Dyson is a really exciting company to keep your finger on the pulse of is because they are always looking for ways to do things better. They are absolutely relentless at that. Now the V11 outsize for me was really exciting because I finally got a full-sized vacuum in a stick vac model. The V15 Detect is really cool in its own right because the technology that's been included in this update is quite useful at home. For someone with long hair, I can tell you that's a real issue. I deal with my tools getting hairy all the time. So the fact that we have two tools that can now help deal with that is very useful. The laser, I certainly think is helpful in a few scenarios. A, if you have hair. B, if you have pets. If you have any vision difficulty, I think that it's very important. And also if indoor air quality is important to you, I think the laser is helpful for that, as well as the piezo sensor. Now the piezo sensor sounds cool, and some people might think, oh, it's like an update, but it's not that valuable. Think about what it can do for your battery life. If this thing is in auto mode and it can automatically adjust your battery and you have a large space to vacuum, that can actually have a significant impact on how long you can use your vacuum for between charges. Now, if you're deciding, should I get the V15, should I upgrade, or should I stick with what I have? Here's what I'll tell you. If you have a V11 or if you have a V10 and it's working for you, these vacuums are built to last. And like some other exciting technology, we're always seeing these new amazing upgrades and iterations, and we might feel like, oh, I've got to get the latest. The truth is, if your vacuum is still working for you, stick with it. But if it's time for you to upgrade and get a new one, I'd say this is a great option. I think you have a lot of tech that's gonna last you for the long term and really offer you value over the time of your investment. For me, I love using the V11 outsize because of the size of my home, but I see many applications where I'll be going for this instead of the V11 outsize. Now, of course, I'm me and I have access to all of these tools. If you have to decide for you what makes sense, I hope I've given you a really robust explanation of the V15 Detect, and I hope it helps you make a decision for the vacuum that you decide to get. A special thanks to our friends at Dyson Canada for providing us with the Dyson V15 Detect and for sponsoring this video. I'm so glad that we have an ongoing relationship with Dyson where I'm getting access to these machines so that I can review them for you and give you the latest and greatest info about what's on the market. And that brings me to this week's comment question, which is, and I've actually reached out to my people at Dyson to ask the answer, so I'll see if I actually get it. What do you think happened to the V12, V13, and V14? Why haven't we seen those? Why did it go from V11 all the way up to V15? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I can't even think of an answer, so I'm really excited to see what you come up with. If you're interested in the V11 outsize review video that we did, you can check that out right over here. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you subscribe to the Clean My Space channel. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.